right, who's ready for the memory verse?
I am.
This one and this one. Okay, so today, boys and girls, we're going to be, boy and girl today, we're going to be talking about this girl that basically, like a Disney movie, she went from being, nobody knew who she was, to she became the most powerful woman in the most powerful kingdom in the world, which went from India to Ethiopia, which is in Africa. There was 127 provinces. Her name was Hadassah, and her Babylonian name was Esther. They didn't want to know her, she didn't want to reveal that she was of the people of God because they were being persecuted. So she went by another name called Esther. But the whole point of the story today, which you will find out later, has to go along with this verse right here. And it's about no matter what happens in life, God is going to defend you. Even when it seems like you're in a dangerous position and everything is over, God is going to protect you. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you first, and then we're going to do a little bit of a competition. Who in here likes candy?
I do.
Do you like chocolate more or sweets?
Chocolate.
Because we have both. We have Funhouse candy, and we have the favorites of the chocolate bites, like Baby Ruth, Butterfinger. It's going to be great. So as we go on, we'll maybe Audrey, you can race with me or Adair if you want. But I'm going to start erasing words and see if you guys have a good memory, okay? But first I'm going to read it. He delivers me from my enemies. You also lift me above those who rise against me. You have delivered me from the violent. Therefore, I will give thanks to you, O Lord. Psalms 18:48 through 49. Does anybody know what deliver means?
You mean like a post office?
Exactly.
A mailman or a mail girl? They
Exactly.
go from the post office to deliver things in mailboxes.
That is a great example.
People go to their mailboxes and find maybe even packages or mails. Like
That's
they
right.
need
So the action of deliver, it means to take one object, person, place, a thing, and to move it somewhere else. So you're moving it from point A to point B. That's called a delivery. And so it says here, he delivers me. Does he put you in an envelope and put a stamp on you and deliver you somewhere? What is another like idea about delivery?
Like, I got my bunny, but like, my mom had to grab it from the lady who raised them, and then like she kind of delivered it.
Yeah, so your bunny was in one place, and now he's in with you in a whole nother place. Sorry. What's her name again?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. So Marshmallow was delivered from the pet store to your house, correct?
She was raised on a farm with her mother and her siblings.
So she was delivered from that barn to your house. So that's what deliver means. He delivers me. Who's he? Who we're talking about? God. This is a text written by a king, not the king we're going to read about today, a really good king named King David. This was a real man. And the reason we go over these texts is because they still apply to you and I today. So God delivers me. So if you're in a really scary position and you don't know what's going to happen, God can remove you from that place of fear and anxiety, and he can put you somewhere you're safe, you feel peaceful. It says he delivers me from my enemies. Has anyone ever, do you know what an enemy is? It's not an anemone. It's not the green thing in the ocean that you touch and it sticks to your hand. What's an enemy?
Like, if you're just a little kid or a big kid, and like this girl or boy comes up to you and says, "You're not very nice," like a bully.
Exactly. A bully. You got that. You hit the nail right on the head there, sister. So my enemies. And so you can have an enemy as a child, and it's not as serious, even though it is, because the heart matters. But if you have enemies as adults, it says down here, from the violent. That means they're gonna try, the reason they don't like you is because you either have something they want or you're stopping them from doing something they wanna do. So they're gonna do everything they can in their power to subdue you or make you go down or be quiet or go away or give them what you have that they want or get you to let them do what they want to do. So, when people have more things as adults to enforce their power over others, it can become violent, it says here. So it says so God delivers me from my enemies. That means he takes you away from all those people's bullies surrounding you that don't like you, and he puts you somewhere where you're loved. Isn't that awesome? I love that. You also lift me above those who rise against me. Has anyone ever played basketball before?
I've only been in basketball camp.
Was it kind of scary when they're like all around you? That's what it reminds me of, those who rise against me.
I had some members from my team, from my mom coached, but she can't because she had a baby. So I got to see the twins. They actually, I can't tell them apart. They're like.
That's why they're twins. So back to this, those who rise against me. The thing it makes me think about is I played basketball in 6th grade. I had never played basketball before. I went to a middle school called Kennedy. It's over by Churchill. All the girls were way taller than me and had played basketball since, I don't know, 1st grade. And so this was me first going to kids sports and figuring out how to play basketball. I wasn't very good, and the coach wanted to win all the games, so he wasn't really that interested in teaching me. And so I have the ball, I'm going down the court, and all these girls are rising up over me. And not only that, but it's middle school. That's when you start going through puberty and sweat gets in your armpits and it smells bad. These girls all had like deodorant in their armpits that was white, and it was in my face. And they were all around me, like this, all of them. And I'm like, ah! And that's what makes me think of those who rise against me. Like they were stopping me. They were stopping me from being able to hold the ball it's called traveling. If you just hold the ball and walk, you have to dribble it. But I was trying to get the ball to my teammates so we could make a goal, so we could shoot it. And those girls were way taller than me and scary. They were rising up against me. So that's just an example. We're gonna finish this verse. But you have delivered me. There's that word again, delivered me from the violent. And so that's not as nice and simple as basketball with people trying to stop you from passing the ball. This violent, that means they're using things to actually physically harm you. This could be with weapons. This could be trying to somehow come against you verbally so that you get thrown in jail. This could be using laws against you. So you've delivered me from the violent. And so because God took David out of from where all the bullies were, and just one moment, not yet, he took King David from where all his enemies were, and he put him, it says, you lifted me above those who rose against me, delivered me from the violent, people that had swords that was trying to not just bully him, but actually trying to kill him. And it says, I will praise you. I will give thanks to you. Wouldn't you be thankful if like you had not just one monster chasing you, but bullies, actual people coming after you that wanted to hurt you? Wouldn't that be scary? And you couldn't get away except for God's help? That would make you very thankful, wouldn't it? All of a sudden, you're running away, you can't get away, they're getting closer and closer. God lifts you up, and then he delivers you from that spot to another spot where you're safe. And not only are you safe, but you're in a position of authority. So you're not just hiding away from the bad guys, you're actually standing in a position of being a leader. And you're saying, this is how it's gonna be. And the reason you can do that is because Jesus gives you his heart of peace. You're not trying to be violent yourself. We don't want to act like the bullies. But you have to have the heart of Jesus, of love. Oh, thank you. I will put that back in. So what were you going to say?
Like, when I was in soccer, like, this I tried
On a very light level, but yeah.
to tell her to stop it, but she wouldn't. So I had to push her down, but she wouldn't let me. Because I was trying to teach her a lesson to not push down my friends, or you'll get what you deserve.
Well, listen, that's good though, that you have the heart that you want to protect your friend. But the one that can actually make everything right and deliver you from that situation is if you will listen in your heart to God, and He'll make it right so that your friend is able to not be bullied like that. And then also, we don't want to act like the bully and push them back, because then we're entering into a dangerous area where Satan, if you know who that is, that's the devil. He's the enemy of God. He has different spirits that influence people to push other people and to be violent. And so if we act like that, we're just yielding to Satan, which means we're just doing what he wants us to do. We're hurting others. And so we want to actually have the heart of God, and He'll make it right for your friend that got pushed over, which we're going to read about that today. It's going to be awesome. And not only that, but He'll gloriously deliver you to a position of authority where your bullies could never harm you, and you're able to do His will, which is to love others. And so we can say, thank you, Lord. Everyone say, thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
So I'm going to erase the word delivered, and I'm going to erase the word delivers and delivered, because we learned, well, she awesomely described it, being taken from one spot and moved to another. So let's see if you guys can just read this with me, okay? And remember the two words that were erased. Remember, this one had an S, delivers. This one had ed, delivered, like in the past tense. So on the count of three, we'll all say it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. He delivers me from my enemies. You also lift me above those who rise against me. You have delivered me from the violent. Therefore, I will give thanks to you, O Lord. Psalms 18:48 through 49. Awesome, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna erase. Should I erase 2 this time? Or I know that was 2, but that was kind of the same word. How about enemies and violent?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think you can remember that if I erase it? Are you guys ready?
Ready.
On the count of 3, remember I erased 2 different forms of delivers, delivered, enemies, and violent. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. He delivers me from my enemies. You also lift me above those who rise against me. You have delivered me from the violent. The violent. Therefore, that just means because you did that, this is what I'm going to do. Therefore, I will give thanks to you, O Lord. Psalms 18:48 through 49. Awesome, you guys. Okay, Mr. Adair has some candy for you to pick from. We're going to do one more round and then we'll be done. Okay, I am going to not erase anything this time. Let's see if we can just all read it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. He delivers me from my enemies. You also lift me above those who rise against me. You have delivered me from the violent. Therefore, I will give thanks to you, O Lord. Psalm 18:48 through 49. Well done, you guys. That's it for today on the memory verse.